YouTube? It's your girl Loaferette and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. Alright y'all, we have some more hair. We're about to use some hair from the Janet collection. We're going to be putting in faux locks. You guys see it from the thumbnail. It is fire, so let's get into the video. But before we start, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you're new. Alright, let's get to the video. Alright, so I've already gone ahead and parted my hair in half. I've already gone ahead and also blew out my hair. If you want a video on how I blew out my hair, I will link it in the description box down below. But we're going to section off the back. Guys, this is fire. Like, this is the goat right here. It actually allows you to finish your hair very quickly by just parting everything out and kind of putting them away in a rubber band. You'll see what I'm talking about when we get to that part. But yeah, I'm just sectioning off the back, getting ready to braid it down. So once you've already sectioned it off, you want to kind of clip it away. And I do watch a lot of Netflix whenever I do my hair, so I had to pull it to the back. But yeah, we're just going to go ahead and braid down. I braid really slow because all the knots that comes at the ends whenever you're braiding, I don't want my hair to be snagged, broken off, nothing like that. So I tend to take my time to get them out. So once I've already braided all the way down, I use the end, I bend the end and then bring the end to the top of the neck section. I'm not sure if I explained that correctly. So once I've already gone ahead and kind of bend the end, bring it up to the section, I'm going to start braiding. Be very careful because this part is a little bit tricky because the braid that you would have put up to the top is a bit thick. So you want to kind of counterbalance that. You don't want your hair to look, you know, strange whenever you're braiding it down, but honestly that doesn't matter because no one's going to see it anyway. So we're just going to go ahead and repeat that over and over and over. Use that end braid, bring it up to the top through the part, and then braid down with it. So now we're on to the last section. I'm going to show you guys how I do tuck in that last braid as well as how I tuck in the other sections. And all you'll need is a hairpin. All you're doing is that area that you would have bent the hair, you're going to be pinning the base. Pin that base, y'all, and then everything will be secured. As it relates to the last piece, I forgot to show it from the back. I did use a pin and I ran that last piece of the actual parting, and then I pinned the base as well as kind of bent the tip or the end because my hair is pretty long, and pinned that up at the top as well. I hope I explained that correctly. Alright y'all, so it's time for the front. Super tired at this point, but you know what? We gotta get this done. Because we're doing singles in the front, I need to measure the hair just to make sure that the hair is able to kind of thread through the actual lock. Just in case I didn't explain this in the beginning, we are going to be doing singles in the front and threading them through the lock. I said that already. That's fine. So I'm just going to go ahead and part it out, and I want to make sure that it's skinny enough to fit through the lock. So I'm going to be using the Shine and Jam. This is the goat, people. A lot of goats in this video. This allows your hair to be sleek, smooth, and just ready for braiding, to be honest. And it just gives you this neat look. So we're going to go ahead and put that all on the base. We want to take our time, make sure we transfer the product where we need it to, and just, yeah, put it all over. Be very generous with the amount that you're putting here. Not too generous, but generous enough so you can see it. And then I'm going to be using the comb to once again sleek it through, and also this helps to distribute the product as well. Once we're done with the comb, we're going to take our hands and re-slick it down. Don't skip this step because it makes sure that your hair is not bulky, because even though you slick it down, it can still look a little bulky. So we're gonna go and braid it down and just do that all over my hair. I think this was the most fun I've had braiding my hair, because once it gets done, you're like, damn, all of my hair is in this, and it looks super professional. Alright, we're done. I did a mishmash of twists at the end or braiding, so it depends on if the part was a little bit too thick, I would do braids all the way down, and if the part was too skinny, I do twists, because to try and unravel those once I get done with the style was not about to happen. And this is what that section is looking like after I would have finished this side. Looks really, really good and super neat. I went ahead and did the other side the same how I did the back, because putting it in sections is really the goat, y'all. Like, I went by really, really quickly. Like, once you do something over and over and over, apparently like you become like a guru, and then you know how to do it faster. Y'all, that's my story and I'm sticking to it. We are done. This is my hair after, I think maybe this took me 2 hours. I can't remember, to be honest. But we're done. She's looking great. She's looking professional. Yeah, she's looking professional. This is the next day. Yeah, guys, I kind of like to do these styles in two so that I can take my time. But for locks, we're going to be using the Butterfly Locks in 24 inches slim in the color 4. Yeah, it's a lot browner than I would normally do. I'm normally the jet black person, the 1B person, but I said, you know what, let me just switch it up a little bit and got this kind of brownish color. Looks super great. So on with the style, y'all. And so tight, but look at that. It looks so sleek, so professional. Like, who did your hair, girl? Me, I did it. So right here, I'm just showing you guys up close and personal what it's looking like. It's a bit distressed. Yes, it's not as distressed as I would have loved it to be. I actually prefer the other ones, but hey, you know, different styles. So this comes with a loop that you would need to extend to push all of the hair through. Guys, my fingers at the end of this, or in the middle, it was dying, but I went ahead and kind of opened up the loop so that the hair can go through. I'm going to be using this crochet pin along with another one that's a little bit skinnier, and just go ahead and crochet the hair in. I'm just kind of getting my groove here. I'll show you guys a little bit closer when I get my groove. But yeah, I'm just putting it through, just checking to see if the hair will actually go through that size of a loop. And it actually did. You didn't even have to make it that big. But I'm showing you guys a little bit more closer. I push the crochet needle in, then loop the hair around the loop, close the loop, and then pull it all the way through. Like so. It's taking a long time. And then once I gather the loop with my other fingers, I'm gonna go and push the end part first of the braid or the lock into that loop. Yeah, and then you just do that over and over and over. Once I get done with the back, I'll show you guys how I do the front. The front is a little bit more tricky because, again, we're feeding in the hair through the actual lock. So full disclosure here, guys, I put the locks a bit too close together. So as you can see in the base part, it's too much locks. So what I had to do now, well, at least today, is take out some of the lock from the back and put it all the way up to the top, because I am missing a little bit in the top. But don't do what I did. Make sure you space it out. It's better to put too little in and then have to kind of fill it in after. All right, so we made it to the top. Oh my God, guys. So it's really the goat, doing something over and over and over. You kind of figure out a faster way of doing it. As I would have done for the back, I pushed through the crochet needle, then pull through the actual loop, and then I'm going to be taking the ends of the braid and then pull that through. So I'm not pulling through the actual lock. And this is just me showing you again. Push through the crochet needle, pull through the loop of the lock. Then instead of pulling the lock through the loop, we're gonna pull the actual braid through the loop. All right, time for feed in. So I'm gonna use a skinnier crochet needle to pull through the hair. I'm gonna feed the actual crochet needle through the middle part of the actual lock and just take my time and do it right. Like, you wanna make sure that you don't have any seeps or any gaps, and just pull that all the way through. It doesn't matter if you don't get it all the way up, because once you pull it, you'll be able to kind of hide that part because you'll pull it a little bit tighter at the base. So I'm going to go ahead and pull the end of my hair. You don't want to pull the base of your hair. You don't want to pull the thicker parts because the crochet needle is just going to pop out. So you're just going to pull it through from the end and then do the same thing over and over and over. As you get to the end of the actual lock, it gets easier and easier and easier because the lock is actually thicker towards the ends. So again, just feeding the actual crochet needle through and then pulling through the end of that actual braid. And then you just do it over and over and over, y'all. That's it. It's not that hard. Once you get, you know, your groove in, honestly, it goes by really fast. It's just that, you know, like, this took a while to do. I think it took me a total of, I don't know, guys, maybe 4 hours to do this part, because I wanted to do a different style, a different method, and I wanted to see what it looked like. You definitely do not have to use this method. I do also have on my channel another method that I did that does not involve feeding in anything. You actually just crochet in. It's actually faster than this way. So I'll link that in the description box down below, and I'll post a picture of what that thumbnail looks like. All right, y'all, so this is the final look, and I'm not gonna lie, I thought the brown wasn't gonna look good on me, but y'all, nobody can tell me nothing. I'm living my Beyonce moment. I love the versatility. I love the fact that it's really, really long. I love the distressedness of it. Like, it just looks super cool. I did do this hairstyle for my birthday and the pictures came out fire. I'll try and put them here, or you can follow me on Instagram to see those pictures. Yeah, let's do that. But anyways, thank you so much to the Jana Collection for sending me this hair. Also, thank you to you for watching this video. If you've got to the end of the video, you are the GOAT as well, so thank you so much for that. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe if you're new. Also, don't forget to smash that notification bell so you do not miss another upload, and also follow me on all my social media accounts, Loaferette, at Snapchat, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. All right, I'll see you guys in the next part.